Hello, welcome to the weekend. Please kindly subscribe and share. According to his niece, Donald Trump may be seeing the realization of his worst nightmare, as the date for his New York trial for fabricating company documents has been confirmed. The former president has entered a not guilty plea to 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in relation to alleged hush money that he arranged for his former lawyer Michael Cohen to pay adult film star Stormy Daniels to keep an alleged affair she and Trump had a secret prior to the 2016 election. Mary Trump, author, podcast host, and frequent critic of her uncle, was responding to Judge Juan Merchan's setting of an April 15 date for the trial. Merchan moved forward with the trial's start date from March 25 to allow both sides to review over 100,000 pages of evidence that federal prosecutors from the Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney's Office had turned over just a few days prior. Trump's attorneys attempted to argue at a Monday hearing that the New York trial ought to be postponed further or dismissed entirely, all the while accusing the office of Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg of wrongdoing about the alleged withholding of papers. Merchan dismissed the assertions and chastised Trump's legal team for failing to provide proof to support their accusations. In a long post on X, the previous Twitter, Mary Trump said that the trial date of April 15 implies that the presumed Republican nominee for president in 2024 may already be a convicted felon before November's election, which may seriously jeopardize his chances of defeating Joe Biden. She said, "Why has Donald turned the New York election fraud lawsuit into his greatest nightmare?" The court has been informed by the prosecutors that they would require at least 15 to 17 days to deliver their case. It's clearly evident that Judge Merchan won't put up with any needless delays, which stated that 53% of voters in the crucial swing states of Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin would not vote for Trump if he were a convicted felon by the time of November's general election. What this actually means is that today's decision made it more likely that we will get a criminal verdict before the 2024 election, possibly with a few months to spare. The former president actually faces a better chance of being convicted for a crime and being sentenced to prison before the election, Mary Trump continued, while the media will tell you Donald won today, following a New York appeals court's decision on Monday to postpone collecting his $454 million civil fraud penalty if he deposits $175 million within 10 days. Thus, his chances of winning in November are much reduced, she wrote. During a news conference on Monday, Trump dismissed the notion that his chances of winning the White House would be harmed by a potential verdict in the trial of fabricating company records. Or it could even increase my popularity since everyone knows it's a hoax, according to Trump. In addition, the former president said, "This is a witch hunt," to a group of reporters before to Monday's hearing in the New York courthouse. "This is a scam." According to legal experts, even in the improbable event that a jury finds Trump guilty in the trial, he will not likely go to prison. Lawyer Gene Rossi, who once defended Daniel's attorney Keith Davidson, told Newsweek that if Daniel is found guilty, he may get a term of home confinement, an ankle monitor, and perhaps community work. Former federal prosecutor Michael McAuliffe continued by saying that there is not a realistic possibility that Trump, should he be found guilty, would serve a jail term. Once more, in a press release, Ranking Members Rep. Jamie Raskin and Rep. Robert Garcia of the Committee on Oversight and Accountability urged Chairman James Comer and Glenn Grothman to call a hearing as soon as possible to look into allegations of influence peddling and threats to national security made by Jared Kushner. The committee brought up Kushner's tight links to overseas ventures, especially in Serbia and Albania, citing recent allegations from the New York Times. This raised questions about possible quid pro quo arrangements arranged during his time as a senior advisor in the Trump administration. The press release, released on Tuesday, March 26, 2024, emphasizes how serious the situation is and calls on committee Democrats to move quickly to stop Kushner's habit of making money off of his contacts in the White House. The committee cited Kushner's purported use of his connections with foreign dignitaries, such as Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and Edi Rama, the Prime Minister of Albania, as proof of unethical behavior that warrants further examination. Given that Chairman Comer acknowledged that Kushner's activities crossed the line of ethics, the committee placed a strong emphasis on openness and accountability.